Ladies and gentlemen, I'm JR and I'm with the King Jerry Lawler, and it is the most exciting time in fantasy football week 2. It's playoff mania. King, what are you most excited for? Oh God, there's so many good storylines here. God, we have a fatal four-way with Kara, JB, Eric, and Kyle all going for the championship. And oh my God, can you believe John, Travis, Bob, and Sam B are all in the consolation bracket? I know, right? And oh my God, folks, we have an Andy Coppins list, Andy Coppins Dumper Bowl. The first time ever. Two new contestants in it. Not just one and Andy, two. That's right, King. It's time. Let's just get right into it. Here it is. Playoff Mania 3.
Who will survive?
As always, we like to start off with a match that has zero implications on anything. Congratulations, you made it to the championship bracket, but then you promptly lost in the first round, and now you get a proud matchup for the 5th place. The 4th seed, the Dingo AJ Cutler, projected at 123.44, takes on number 5 seed, Big Tailspin, 121.92. Dana leads the series 4-0, including a 1-0 playoff record.
Sam, let's be serious here. My team is either going to crush you with an iron fist or go down in flames. These are literally the only two things my team does. I'd be more worried about playing you if it weren't for two things. Number one, I already won the Johnny Moxon scoring trophy this season, so I'm content. I don't need anything else. Number two, historically, your team really does not play well against mine. So if I had to sum this up, I'd say that if we were on Jeopardy and the answer was this team got 5th place in the league this year, then the question would be, what is Epic Tailspin? Good luck!
Oh God, she really handed it to him on multiple reasons. She mentioned all my favorite things. Johnny Moxon and Varsity Blues, she mentioned Jeopardy, and Baloo is her mascot from Tailspin. What a great show that was! And on top of it, where's Sam J? Where's Sam to defend his honor? Sometimes you gotta show up and man up when it comes time that you get knocked down. This is why you're gonna finish in 6th place. Oh boy, I'm so hyped up after that. I can't imagine what's coming after this. It's time for the consolation bracket semis number 1. Number 9, the Aints, 115.31, takes on the 8th seed Ambulance Bay, 107.62. This series is tied at 5 apiece, with Katie holding the edge with a 1-0 playoff record.
Katie, you may have thought I made an error earlier this year when I refused to trade you Jimmy Graham, but by now I'm sure you've found that it was you who were mistaken this season about a great many things. After my team annihilates your pitiful little band of players, your failure will be complete. Oh, and I'm afraid that my starting lineup will be quite operational when your team arrives.
Hey Bob, 3 correct answers for a sandwich. What's the difference between the New England Patriots fan and a carp? Some are bottom-feeding scum-suckers, and the other are fish. Hey Bob, where should you go in the event of a tornado? How about Soldier Field? They can't get touchdowns there. And hey Bob, what's the difference between you and a park bench? The park bench wouldn't miss the playoffs 2 years in a row. Where'd you think I was going with that? No sandwich for you. And Eric, like a good wife, I'll make the sandwich for myself and finish what you started last year and clean up this ginger mess. Mic drop.
You know, King, sometimes you gotta go with what works. They're oldies but goldies. I hear you, JR. Katie with sandwiches and Bob with the Star Wars references. Somehow, they're always the same, but yet they always work. They're always great. I know. Too bad this message is based on a matchup that is for the consolation bracket. This would be a championship bracket rivalry if they ever could win. I know. And what's mind-boggling is our next event features the three-time back-to-back champion. I hear you, King. It's not very often that the champ is playing this early in the matchup. I know, but sometimes his competition lets him down. Here it is, folks. Here is the championship bracket number 1.
The 1 seed, three-time world champion at 115.54 takes on the 6 seed, the team in the north, projected at 97.27. JB leads this series 4-1. This is the first ever playoff meeting.
Kara, welcome back to the championship playoffs. I know how hard it must have been. You snuck in, you backed up like a truck, and then you get to draw in PlayoffMania. Mr. Playoff, you're a three-time world champion. And when I easily dispose of you this week, and then I roll that jabroni Eric in the championship, I'm going to rename this belt Adam. Therefore, every time I see you, I'm going to bring up this belt, I'm going to go, my Adam. Because you see, I'm about to become a four-time world champion. Because I am the champion this league deserves. I am Mr. Playoff. You need me. I've got just 2 words for you. You're welcome.
Kara just sent me a text that says if I beat JB this week, he has to mention how great I am at fantasy football in every weekly video, and, which is capitalized, buy me a beer every time we meet up. As always, just to prove that people who text me and things, there it is.
You know what they say? They say the one that is the most cocky and the one that is most humble, the humble will always win. So Kara is looking to play her way into the championship, while JB is trying to remind us that he is currently the back-to-back champion and that he has held this belt for over 700 days. It's incredible to think about that kind of nonsense. And to think about our next matchup, Eric versus Kyle. This is an original 4 matchup. You can't ask for more sometimes in the playoffs. But the winner of this will get the record-breaking 15th matchup against JB in the championship. Nonetheless, folks, here we go. Well, the winner gets the right to lose to JB in the championship game. Here is championship semi number 2.
The 4th seed, built for December period, 120.05, takes on the 2 seed, the Commish, projected at 101.34. Eric leads this series 6-4, including a 1-0 playoff record.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my opponent, Mr. Eric Stanzik, who only changes his name to the Commish in the playoffs, so he can fail as readily as Roger Goodell. And while he may think he's the greatest fantasy football coach ever, he coaches more like Lindy Infante rather than Bill Belichick. While we're on the topic of Bill Belichick, what's up with Eric's obsession with Rob Gronkowski? With as obsessed as he is, I'm surprised neither one of his children has a name Rob or Gronk.
Finally, the Commish has come back to PlayoffMania. Kyle, you want another shot at JB? Well, Tyson wanted another shot at Holyfield. Chomp. The Bills wanted another shot at the Cowboys, 0-4. Your dad wanted another shot at being a parent. Imagine his disappointment if he found out his son can't even remember to set a lineup before going hunting. Know your role, Kyle. Lose this week so you can do what you do best. Lock up the middle of the playoff packet. Let the superior commission this week do what you couldn't do last year and destroy JB. This is what the Commish is cooking.
Gee golly, that was such great smack talk. How was that not one of our main events? Well, I'll tell you, King. You see, our main events have something particular to them, but that was definitely top-notch smack talk. It makes me excited for one of those 2 people to have the privilege to lose to our new four-time back-to-back back-to-back champion. But it all comes down to this. There can only be two main events. And the King, let me tell you, when you have an Andy Coppins-less dumper bowl, no matter which matchup Andy Coppins in, you gotta give it to him. You gotta give him one of the main events. And here it is. It may not be the biggest, but our main event, number one, is the consolation bracket number 2. Andy going for the consolation championship.
The 7th seed Motive Urine, projected at 105.83, takes on the 11th seed Come At Me Bro, who is just slightly under at 104.69. John leads the series 6-3, including a 1-0 lifetime playoff record. Andy, you suck at fantasy almost as much as you suck at your job at the dildo testing factory. I award you 0 points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Like I said, I'll always show you the text messages. There you kind of see it.
Boy, oh boy, mode of urine, more like mode of suck. 7th place, 6 and 7. I mean, that's terrible. Even worse, going to lose to Come At Me Bro, the guy who's basically in the Dumper Bowl every single year. Going to lose to him? Yeah, I mean, Dak Prescott, loser. Todd Gurley, a middle school offense, middle school performance for Mode of Urine. Congratulations, Tomchek. Congratulations. You're going to not even win the consolation championship this year. Some consolation, right?
Andy came strong in that context there. Yeah, but John dropped the dildo factory, and then he did bad at his job. Yeah, but still, have a little class. Stick with fantasy football. Yeah, Andy did kind of stick to him with him picking his team apart. But now it's time to get into our main event. But sadly enough, our main event is left without any representation. Yeah, I feared this from Travis, but Sam B said that she just couldn't talk trash, knowing she was in the Dumper Bowl. The Andy Coppins Dumper Bowl, nonetheless. That's right, but no Andy Coppins. It is truly odd, but nonetheless, the name will always live on. So, folks, here it is. Just a preview of our main event number 2. It is the Andy Coppins Dumper Bowl.
The 10th seed Glorious Domination, projected at 113.38, takes on the 12th seed Suns Out Guns Out, projected at 99.01. Sam B leads this series 2-1, and this is the first time they've met in the playoffs.
I'll see you on the Fantasy Gridiron.